doesn't get any groovier than this.
Hello, people of YouTube. It is yours truly, Peyton Sabo here once again. And here today, I have something a little different that a lot of people want me to talk about. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce to everybody my Evil Dead the video game legendary chainsaw replica. Now, considering the game was just released, I want to say about 2-3 weeks ago, not that many people have done many prop replicas or really anything in honor of the game's release. I felt a little upset about that, so I said, you know what? I'm going to start making stuff. So I started off with producing some Shemp's Cola replicas, which I produce these. They are sealed, empty aluminum cans, and which have a label that I personally designed and laid on. And I sell these. If you're interested, you can check out my my listings on the Knights of Samaria Facebook page. I do runs of these. I do not do them on commission, so I usually have to wait for a certain amount of people to want these, which currently there is a fair amount of people. I just got done finishing up a bunch of these, so I'm going to be shipping those out to some of the customers that have already bought one. But I started off with the Shemp's, and I thought it looked really good, and a lot of people liked it. So I said, alright, I'm going to take it to the next level. I'm doing the chainsaw. And there was a slight decision between which chainsaw I wanted to do, mainly because of the fact that there's the normal chainsaw, which, to be very honest with you, it's a very bland and blocky Evil Dead 2 flat top, which I'm not too fond of. And then there's the legendary saw, which is like a punked out Mad Max chainsaw. And I was like, well, there's no question about it, I want to do the legendary saw. So that's what I did. And it took, like I said before, it took me about 2 days. So I decided to post pictures of it once it was done onto my social media, which is on Instagram. If you want to follow me, I am, my Instagram name is Sabo Slasher. Sabo, as you know, spelled as my last name. And Slasher. And I posted pictures of it, and I got a pretty good reaction out of people, but it wasn't until this, like, afternoon, I guess you would say, late morning, afternoon, the people who run the Evil Dead video game account actually noticed the post and reposted it. And since then, my account has been blowing up with new followers, new comments, new likes, and people have been demanding that I make more chainsaws, that I put out a template, and nonetheless, some people said I should do a video on it, and I said, you know what, that's a great idea, because I was already considering that. So, here we are. Considering the reaction it has gotten, I'm already considering making more. Not until the summertime, obviously, once I have more time to do it. But this is my personal copy of the chainsaw, and I guess I'm going to go over all the details that make it different from a normal home light. And for those who don't know, for all the Evil Dead newbies, a home light is the chainsaw that is used in all the primary Evil Dead movies. So Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, movies like those. I'm trying to mess around with the lighting a little bit, kind of get those colors to pop a little bit. It's a little dark, but that's good. So I'm going to go over basically every single detail. Now, I don't remember if I mentioned it or not, but I did go off of actual model screen caps of the in-game model, because a guy on Discord, his name is Paranoid Android, he was very kind enough to go into the files and get me some really good screen caps of every single side and angle of the chainsaw. Paranoid, thank you so much. You were a severe help, because if I didn't reach out to you, this thing would not look as good as it does now. So I'm going to go over the details of what makes this saw significant, I guess. Number one, short bar. The chainsaws in the actual game have relatively short bars. In real life, in the actual movies, the chainsaws have a 20-inch bar from the line where it meets the body all the way to the edge. The in-game ones are a lot stubbier and a little scrawnier. So I try to replicate that to the best of my ability, and it came out pretty good. It still looks pretty mean, which I do like, you know, quite a bit. There is supposed to be some line panels going down the bar. Like there's supposed to be one going straight down the middle and some like coming out. Like it's like a long Y. I didn't do that because I don't care for it. Yeah, no, I don't care. We have a angled side handle, which is also accurate to the game. Why they did that, I don't know, but it's sturdy, so I usually lift it by this handle, actually, considering I'm kind of scared about that top handle. But it's got a nice sturdy side handle, which I like. It's got, obviously it's got this really neat kind of hot rod looking bar guard, which I rusted up and made it look as close as I could. It's not perfect, but it's, you know, it plays the part just fine. Right here, this is completely new. Now, there are certain additions to this chainsaw that make it differ from the default saw, mainly being this piece, the I guess Mad Max bar guard, I guess I like to call it, and this what seems to be an oil tank in the front. And this is supposed to be a little cap here. Unfortunately, I don't have one that was small enough to fit in there, so I had to make one myself. But there's this oil tank in the front, so that's something else I try to replicate, along with this very complicated shape. I don't really know if you could see in there. Yeah, there we go. I actually put angles in there and try to replicate it to the best of my ability, and I feel like I did a good job. There's a few details missing on this saw, and mainly there's two major ones that are... I'm in a little roller chair right now, so I gotta scoot around. There's supposed to be a little caution stripe, not caution stripe, a little caution symbol. It's like one of those triangles with the exclamation point in it. That goes right there, and I think there's supposed to be like a little label that says caution that goes right here. I'm gonna try to get to those at some point, but for now I don't mind not having those. So I know those aren't there. I acknowledge it. I'm gonna get to it at some point, hopefully. So that's that. Oh boy, I'm on a very wobbly workbench right here. We just brought this in a couple weeks ago. Obviously, one of the big notable differences are these two tubes right here. I just used some, I guess this is like split loom tubing, I guess you would call it. A little silver zip tie on there to replicate the hose clamp. I'm pretty sure this is something based off of my friend Brett's chainsaw, Brett's Groovy Chainsaws. I'll probably put his channel link in the description like I did last video. Or if I get lazy, you can just go to the go right back to the previous video and you'll find his channel in the description of that. Or, you know, better than, he's probably going to comment on this, so you can go into the comment section and tap on his channel. But Brett made a post-apocalyptic style Season 4 concept chainsaw that is, you know, hypothetically what we would see for Season 4 of Ash vs. Evil Dead. And his saw has two tubes coming out of it that run into the caps on the side of the raised top. And it seems like the developers took some inspiration from that and put that onto their chainsaw, but instead of it going into the caps, it just goes right into the roof. So I tried to implement that to the best of my ability. It does have a functioning pull cord. Of course it does. It's not one of my chainsaws if it does not have a functioning pull cord. And I had to do that. It's got that kind of more modern molded plastic kind of looking pull cord. It's got a... It's another significant detail from the model, and as in terms of the base, it's got a raised out air vent, which is pretty significant if you look closely at the in-game models compared to one of the movie saws. I tried to implement that along with the rest of the starter cover, which all mainly sticks out on the side of the body. It's got this weird looking kind of, looks like it's like a capacitor looking thing, little tiny tank that I just used like a little cork and glued it to the side, and it looks perfect. Might as well cover the top handle. This is like a weird, like, double bracket type top handle that's just bolted through, and it's wrapped in duct tape, which is another little detail that Brett had in his chainsaw, except it wasn't all the way wrapped. It was only wrapped at the back, kind of like how the TV show saw is. So I tried to do that to the best of my ability, and you can lift it from there. I'm just kind of scared because you can see it kind of wobbles a little bit, so I get a little concerned about that, but you know, it shouldn't go anywhere. At least I hope. Please don't go anywhere. I was about to lift it by the top handle again. Flipping this guy around, this is where the details do get pretty wild. Obviously, we have the back cuff, which is supposed to have little screws coming down off of these little, I guess, you'd say ears. That's a good term, ears. I don't have screws that are big enough for that, so I just... Well, they're not even... They're like bolts. There's bolts that go in there. I don't have ones that are small enough to do that, so I just used little rivet heads and paper straws I painted up. We have this really weird muffler that's in a T shape, but I replicated it to the best of my ability. It's got a short edge over here and then a more drastic edge down here. Got this very unique, I guess you call that a bar cover. Let me adjust the light more so you can kind of get that red to pop. No, that's not it. Come on, there we go. That's the best you'll get for color, but it's got this very unique, straight cut, I guess you call that a, not a bar guard, but like a bar encasing, which is a part of the actual body, obviously. Also, this chainsaw does have real hardware, so these are real bolts that are positioned in the most closest area, because in the actual game there are like actual like bolts screwed in there, so I try to replicate that to the best of my ability. We got this is actually really cool. I like this kind of, this is like a secondary bar guard, which I'm actually going to lift this guy up so you can see. It has these 3 little vent slits in it, these 2 little dots, and that little, I don't know what you would call that, like a passageway? I'm not too sure. And that just has like a bunch of mumbo jumbo connected to it. There's this little strip that like brackets it to this strip, which curves down and screws to the bar guard, and then it screws to this one, which goes all the way underneath the blade and connects to the other side, and that screws into the bottom, and there's nothing on the bottom, so we can skip over that. I'm like one of those spokesmen on commercials that talks really fast. I like that. And of course, this chainsaw does have a handle on the inside. I'm actually going to do it from the top handle, because why not? It does have a handle on the inside, which you really can't pass on it. But the thing about this saw is that it's got a very, very slim body. It's like a home light on a diet, I swear to God. It's a very slim body, which I, once again, being loyal to the game files, I wanted to implement that. And, it gets a little difficult to wear, because when I wear it, obviously when you're holding onto the handle, your hand is in a fist. When I wear it, my knuckles scrape against the back wall, which doesn't hurt exactly, but doesn't feel good exactly. Shemp. But, just this chainsaw has gotten such a good reaction to the point where I figured, you know what? I'm going to do a video on it so people can potentially get more information on it. Like I said before, this took me 2 days to do, but if I'm going to be cranking these things out, I'm probably going to figure out a template first to make ones that are either just as good or maybe even better than this one. So that's pretty much it for what I have to say for this. Once again, I want to give a huge thank you to whoever is behind the Evil Dead the Game Instagram account. You drastically helped out my page, and now I have a lot of opportunities to do business with people who want chainsaws. But I highly appreciate it. If whoever's running it is out there watching this, thank you so much. You made my entire week. And to anybody else who is watching this, who found this through the actual Instagram post, thank you so much for liking the post and leaving such nice comments. If by chance, if you're interested, please follow my page. I do post Evil Dead stuff along with Friday the 13th, Halloween, and stuff like that. Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, all that shtick. But you know what? This pretty much wraps up this video. So I would like to once again thank everybody for liking the posts, potentially following, and saying such kind words. And also like to give a shout out to my friend Chris Hamilton, who gave me a bit of a booster on, well, not really a booster, because when I say booster, people think of the COVID shot. He gave me like a boost in the Twitter community, and he reposted my post I made on there, and a lot of people like that. I think it's got like 350 something likes right now. So to all those people, thank you so much for retweeting all the sweet and funny comments. I appreciate it so much. And to anybody who found this video through the KOS page, who ordered a Shemps basically all the shemps are done. To everybody who did order one, those orders are completely done. I'm going to be shipping them out at some point soon. But I thank you all for your patience, because I had to get a new printer for the printer, so it took a bit, but I got it. But once again, everybody, thank you so much for watching this video. Once again, if you want to check out the chainsaw post on Instagram, it's Sabo Slasher, SABO.slasher. And if anything else comes up, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. So, peace out, and thank you all.